How are you
Definitely.
doing?
Oh, good. Everything cool. Just figuring it out day by day, and
Yeah,
getting used to this new normal. I would say.
right, right.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Same thing, getting used to this new normal, transitioning with it, taking it as it is.
Mm.
Yeah, you know,
I,
still grateful and through all things. So,
oh, most definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You realize you put a lot of stuff in perspective. You know what I'm saying? You just be like, this is okay. But at the same time, you just realize like it could be worse. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Yeah. So I
right.
see. I see you still staying busy. I
You
finally,
know,
I finally got you. I was like,
and I'm so sorry. Like, and it's weird. Like my messages, I'll get like an influx of messages. So it's like,
we
and
know you popping.
I I try to make sure I get, and then it's like, okay, I got everything, and then it's like, oh no, gotta go back. But yeah, I do apologize.
No, no, I'm just glad we got to connect finally. It's a blessing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
I'm excited. Yeah.
let's get started. This girl here, I met her. We went to University of Texas Arlington,
Yes.
and she been doing some things, man. She does. She's in the fashion. Got her line going. She's a stylist.
Absolutely.
She's into the finance department. Got her credit together. If y'all
Yes.
need help, got her credit together, and she do a little acting. She she trying to what's it called over in Nigeria? They got their own Hollywood. What they call it?
Right.
Ooh, y'all trying to
So,
go there? What is
so
it?
I'm a cast on a reality TV show. It's called Real Niger Ladies of Dallas. So Niger is for Nigerian, so Real Nigerian Ladies of Dallas. So on there you'll get to see I guess what our reality looks like
Hmm.
in the US. So it's been interesting. But yeah, that's what it is.
So first off, NancyO. What
Yes.
made you think of that name to be your brand like your pop? What
Yeah.
how that came?
Oh, no one has ever asked me that. Well, my last name is Ofebu.
Mm,
And I love being Nigerian. I love my culture. I love my last name. But the reality is not everybody can
mm.
pronounce my last name all the time. And Nancy O just came about. That's I can't even give like a an all out explanation. But Nancy O is just something that always stuck around.
Mm,
People just gravitated towards it. Nancy O, Nancy O. And I remember when I changed my Instagram name, I changed it years. I think it's been like 3 or 4 years since I changed it. I didn't know that it would become that thing like Nancy. Oh, it was just something that I just did at the time, just to make it simple where people can easily find me,
mm.
things like that. And it just became its own thing. And so yeah, like everybody just started calling me Nancy O. It's not Nancy by itself; it's Nancy O all the time. So
I feel that.
yeah,
That's dope.
yeah,
That's dope. So let's first get into the fashion glow styles.
right.
Tell us about how that got created. What was the mentality behind it? Like, what was like? Okay, I'm about to create this. Oh, she came ready.
Have to represent the brand,
I'm ready. Okay.
Yes. So I've been in the fashion industry for about 5 or 6 years. I started in college, like you mentioned. I started off doing fashion shows. Um, Back in college, I did my first a major fashion show with a friend of mine for our organization, African Student Organization,
Mhm.
ASO. And from there, it was just one thing after another. I would do fashion shows, and I kind of got into like pageant coordinating for a little bit.
Mhm.
So my styling firm didn't really come about. It was also something that I just slowly transitioned into. I first started off, just creating content for myself. So I would style myself. I would, work with designers. I would wear their clothes. And a friend of mine, she came to me. She does PR, and she was all like, "That you need to figure out, a way that you can make this a business and like help other people. Because at that time I was also, helping people with their outfits. People would call me all the time.
Mm.
What should I, what should I put with this? What should I wear? And sometimes people would come in my closet and take my stuff, but that's a story for another day.
Okay.
And I remember sitting with her. Well, even before I sat down with her, I had a journal, and I still have that journal. Um, I still have this journal. It's all beat up now. Um, and I just started writing in it. Like I just had like a vision for what I wanted, just in general. Like I didn't know the ins and out. Like I even like what my you can't even really see like what my website was gonna look like,
Uh huh.
and I figured out what the color was gonna look like, and then I came up with the name of Glow. Because glow to me is like when you think of the glow up, but it's like a um, what I always say, like a transition. You are transitioning from one phase of your life to another,
Mm.
and that is something that I love to see in other people. You know,
Mm.
and so in my area, it's more so like fashion related. So seeing someone transition from I mean, and there's nothing wrong with the everyday regular look or
No.
anything like that, but transitioning into something better. When I look at somebody, I can see them in their highest self,
Mm.
and that's how I see people. I never see them in a low, even if they are at their lowest. I always see them at their highest. So when I'm looking at them, I'm saying, okay, you can use. Maybe you could use a hat. Maybe we could, switch up your hair. Maybe we could, something along those lines. So I have visions for other people. So that's how Glow came up, and it actually stands for guiding the looks of others.
Mm.
So I came up with that on my friend's couch 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
And from there, she took it and ran with it. She was like, "Okay, well, we need to get you a website. We need to do this. You need to really, brand yourself. You need to brand, get a trademark. So I really thank God for her, because I had someone in my corner that really pushed me. Because before I knew it, she was already advertising it to other people.
Mm.
She was building my clientele. She was, getting me. So it's like it's something that just once it hit, it just kind of took off on its own. So that's kind of the backstory behind Glow Style. So
That's dope. You said two things I like. You said the
yeah,
vision. You had the vision for it.
yeah,
I think I think the biggest thing too. You say you got a journal. I think that's the biggest thing. When you write those stuff out, it's like a personal contract between you.
yeah,
You and God, you and yourself. Like I'm gonna hold myself to this,
right,
and you slowly like I don't know if you do. But, everybody. You go back in your journal. You reflect. You be like, dang, like I was trying to be that person before I was that person.
right, right.
And I think a lot of
Yep.
people get caught up in thinking they gotta be the same or hold this kind of image to people and not break out that shell. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And you having vision, like you said, you see things in other people that a lot of people don't see in themselves, which is tough
Mhm.
at it's tough at times. You know.
Right.
And then the second thing you said was the support system. Not
Yes.
everybody
Yeah.
has that.
Right.
Like your friend, she really took your idea and ran with it. That's pretty dope. That you got people in your
Didn't
corner.
get a choice to decide on whether I wanted it, whether she said nope, we're doing it.
Mm.
And she's even she's pushed me every single you know she's pushed me all along the way, like because I mean, in business you're not gonna have great days. Like I've had days where I was like, I don't want to do this no more.
I understand.
Um, and people like her come into my life, and she'll let me know how I can help you. What is it that you need? Or she'll throw those ideas. It's like, okay, you need to let's figure out how we can get you on another. And I'm kind of a little headstrong sometimes, like I don't want to move, but at the same time, it's like you need those people that'll help you, because if you don't have those people in your life, then how would you? I mean, of course, I've always done things on my own, but not having somebody like that in my life, I don't think I would have really pushed
Mm-hmm.
myself as far as I am now and as I'm still going, because I still have ways to go. So
Bless.
I've learned to allow people in and really allow them to help me, you know, during those times, during those low moments,
Mm-hmm.
even not so low moments, because there could be something someone says that can reach you, that can touch you and really inspire you
Mm-hmm.
to help you with your business.
Mm-hmm.
So that support system is very important. Not a lot of people have it, but once you do have it, it does make a huge difference.
I like sometimes they could just be that that period at the end of the sentence, that exclamation point at the end of the sentence. Like you did the ground where you got there, you see it, but you just need that person to say that one thing, and then like
Right.
everything just starts. It's like a domino effect. Everything just starts, going into that direction that you see it going.
Right.
That's pretty dope. I like that. That's cool. And like you said, the struggles. What's some of the what? How do you, you know, being able to handle, like, cause I said you got a lot going on, so this thing is lacking here, but you got other stuff to worry about. You trying to build this. You know what I mean? Like, what's some of them struggles that people don't see behind the scenes that you like, man, they don't understand it, how much it took just to get this little thing out. You know, talk
Yeah.
to us about that.
So some of the struggles. So at times I feel like I have to remind myself that I'm only one person.
Mm,
I can't do everything. I can't be everywhere. And as much as I'd want to help and do everything for everybody, that's physically impossible.
mm-hmm.
So some of the things that I struggle with is that, feeling of either letting someone down or, not being able to be there when I should. Like I will feel bad. Um, Another thing, that I struggle with is making sure that I manage my time wisely
Mm-hmm.
and prioritizing things, because trying to run different things, your mind is like everywhere. And so I have to really, really get myself to like focus. It's like, okay, we're working on this right now, let's focus on this, let's get it done, okay, go on to the next thing. But then the thing is about that is, okay, you're focusing on this, but this is dying over here, so you gotta have to,
Mm-hmm.
so those are some of the things that I struggle with business, and just focusing and prioritizing, and just not giving myself such a hard time, because I can be really hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm like a perfectionist. It's like everything has to be perfect, but that's not realistic.
Right, right.
So I'm not being so hard on myself, in times where I'm not able to meet certain deadlines or do the things that I need to do. So
That's cool.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so who got you into the fashion? Like, what was somebody who's a little kid? You saw somebody doing this. I mean, was it somebody in your circle? Or how did that work?
So fashion for me started in college. But I've always I've always liked clothes. I've always liked nice, nice things per se.
Mm-hmm.
My mom hated taking me to the mall. She hated going shopping with me. She just avoided it all around, because she knew I would be that person that would literally pack out the whole cart. I would
Mm-hmm.
have clothes galore. Um, but I didn't get to really express that until, I got my own job and
Okay.
started making a little money and stuff like that. When I was in college. So it started in college when I did my first fashion show officially. That's how it officially started. And then from there, of course, networking. I've been
Right.
blessed to meet the right people to get me into, certain realms. And then that was how I met my friend, who helped me with my business, and she's still, in my corner, almost kind of like a manager.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also taken off on her own, so she still helps when she can, which I really
That's
appreciated. So
that's real.
just meeting the right people at the right time has really helped, um, get my foot in the door with in the industry, and then being able to expand. So
That's good.
yeah,
So, Fashion Fridays, hashtag
yeah,
Fashion Fridays. How did that?
like that's Fridays.
How did that come into creation?
So that
And
is actually
and
it came
before
into
and
creation.
before and before you say that, I want people to know, like, yeah, it's a lot of people in fashion, like you said it earlier,
Hmm.
but it's it's a thought to a lot of people. You know what I
Right.
mean? A lot of people don't act on it, and
Right.
for you to say, okay, I got these thoughts, I got this vision, I'm gonna act on it. You already successful. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A lot of people just don't want to. That first step
Take the next step.
is like a giant step for them, and it's just like, and then
It's a lot.
yeah. So
It's a
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to put that in there, like, cause a lot of people don't realize that part.
right. That taking that first step. It's a lot. And it's not for the faint of heart.
Mm.
Uh, and how I know that it's like I'm meant to do what I'm doing is that every time, like, I wake up in the morning and first thing, me I talk to God. And whenever I do have those low moments where it's like I don't know what to do next, literally something comes, maybe a light bulb pops up in my head, whatever the case is. And that's how, and writing for me is very important. Like, even before I had all this, I used to write. Like, I had my own blog, and that was my therapy, because, like, I think a lot.
Mm.
So when you have so much thoughts in your head,
Mm.
like, you have to find a way to get it out. And so I used to have a blog, and it was like my alter ego, Natalia,
Uh-huh.
Natalia Speak.
I
Um,
remember that. I remember that. I remember.
right?
Yeah.
I had that, and I would write quotes. I had, like, just free writing, and it helped me really process my mind. So writing has always been very important to me.
Mm.
I used to write about the girl of my dreams when I was young. Like, I wrote about her. I wrote about myself.
Mm.
I didn't realize it until now. So um I had Natalia Speaks, and that kind of died off a little bit because Natalia was like my alter ego, like somebody I aspired to be, but
Exactly.
I wasn't yet. And so I didn't really need Natalia anymore.
Mm.
I'm NancyO. So
Mm.
I mean, it was fun. It was a great experience, but, like, NancyO now knows how to express herself. NancyO knows she's a businesswoman. NancyO is everything that deep down it's like Natalia wanted to be.
Mm.
I no longer needed it to have to do all that, but I still write. I still write a lot. And in those moments where, like I was mentioning, like, if I don't have the answer or I don't know what to do, I write. And, like, in that moment of writing, I'm able to figure out what I need to do. Or, I'm blessed that God brings me somebody at that time to help me understand, okay, this is what the process is like.
Mm.
So
That,
yeah,
that,
it's a lot.
go ahead. Hey, listen. The floor is yours. I'm just spectating right now.
Right.
But that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. I mean, like you said, you had the vision since the jump. Then you didn't know, but
Yeah. I was young.
and what I like is you knew that person, that old person wasn't gonna help you anymore. Natalia wasn't gonna help you anymore. Like, okay, I gotta build on something else. Like, this person not gonna get me to this next level I'm trying to go.
Right.
And a lot of people are not self aware that certain things or certain people or even themselves are holding themselves back from that
Right.
next stage, from that next person that they should and their purpose, who they're supposed to be. And I'm glad you realized that. That's pretty dope. So going
Absolutely.
back to the Fashion Fridays, hashtag Fashion
Yes.
Fridays. So how did that come together? I think you have another friend that does it with you, I think, or something like. Or is
Yeah,
it
so okay, so it's powered through Glow Styles. This is me, like, trying to expand my business and at the same time network with other people
okay?
during this pandemic. So I do it on my own, but I always have someone in the fashion industry come on, and I just kind of interview them, or we just have regular conversation um about what the fashion industry is like, what
Mm,
what we do, all those things. So we just talk more in depth on those things. And that, like I said, it's like my way of networking, because naturally I'm a homebody.
mm,
And when I tell people that, they're shocked too, because they think I'm like this big time extrovert. I'm really not.
mm,
I like to be in my house, and I like to chill. And Fashion Fridays, doing it on Instagram Live, helps me to kind of like knock out two birds with one stone. I get to be
Mm.
social, but I also get to do it in my house. So I don't have to leave to go anywhere.
Mm.
Um, and I've been able to really network with people and meet people, get to know them, know what they offer, and I've even been able to use the services that some of those people offer,
Okay.
and it has also really helped me, because my friend has been great, but my friend doesn't know
Everybody.
everything.
Yeah.
She doesn't know everybody, right? So meeting those people, it's like, okay, now I know you, I know what you offer, I know what you do. I can help you with my audience to project you to my audience, as well as you help me with my whatever it is that I'm struggling with at the time, or if anything is just more just conversation,
Mm.
you know. So the last person I had on the other day was very encouraging, very inspiring. Because like I said, being a stylist is not all pretty picture gravy, all that stuff. So, sometimes having someone on there just to have that conversation, like, this is what I'm going through, or this is what I do. It's like you can relate with people.
Mm.
So, Fashion Fridays came about to just kind of network, get to know people, understand them, and just build, collaborate.
That's
So,
dope.
yeah.
The production side of it. What's
Hmm.
what's some of the things that you like realize this works, this don't work? I know you kind of get a feel because I know you did like what was it? Hold on, I wrote it down. It was I want to say it was the African American Met.
Oh, African Music Magazine Awards. Is that
No,
it?
it was the one in Dallas about the African men's fashion show.
Men's Fashion Week?
Yeah, men's fashion week in Dallas.
Uh-huh, Men's Fashion Week Dallas. Right, right, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so doing that whole thing, like building up to that, like
Hmm.
how do you get the knowledge to be like, okay, I want to do this, I want this person to wear that, like the production, it's a lot. I mean, that goes into it. But what's some of the things you picked up? Like, okay, this is what clicks. This is what okay. This makes this
Right.
easier.
Right. So with fashion shows, I have learned that, and as much as some people don't, I need things on paper. Like I said, I write. I need things on paper. I need things written out. I like to have that's what I've learned that works. Having a foundation to run on. So when it comes to, let's say, oh, we need to pick designers. Well, now we have a list of all the designers that we're working with, and whoever we're not working with, we cross them off the list.
Hmm.
If we need vendors, same thing. We have a list of all the vendors. Who's the DJ? Having their name written out, like just having things on paper. What does our to-do list look like?
Hmm.
So starting off with that, like getting the groundwork first, and then when you move to like the actual either the day of or the production side, it's still taking what you have on paper and like making it more of the physical. So what and then it also depends on the fashion show because I do Men's Fashion Week Dallas, but then I also do AFRIMA, the African Music Magazine Awards. They have their own fashion show as well.
Mm.
So AFRIMA is a much bigger production.
Mm.
We have 10 to 15 designers, about 100 to maybe 150 models. So it's crazy on its own. Men's Fashion Week is a little smaller, so you don't need like a bigger team for that, but the foundation is still the same.
Hmm.
Everything on paper, designers, who are all the models, check in. When the models come for their casting call, we need to make sure that everything is digital because I don't like having to physically write things down,
Hmm.
especially when you have like up to 40, 50, going to 100 models. No, you want everything on the computer so that that's less for you to do in writing. So everything is more so copy paste. If you want to send out emails to people, you copy their email, paste it on there, boom, it's sent out. It just helps with organization. So it's still the same with that foundation of getting things listed out, written out, all the things that you need. That's what I've learned that works with production. So that way, when it's time for the show, there's still a lot to do, but not as much because you've kind of put things in place. You know who's doing what
Hmm.
and where.
Hmm.
Um, and then just trying to be as prepared as possible because you understand that everything does not always go as planned. But
Exactly.
as a stylist, I'm a just in case person. So I will have a steamer. I will have sewing kits. I will have tape, all kinds of tape, duct tape, clear tape, whatever tape we need to get make it happen. I'm gonna have it.
Mm.
Um, extra fabric for if the designer, let's say something tears or if they need something extra. We have clothing racks. So just being as prepared as possible also helps. Just I don't ever want to think negative, but I do kind of prepare for the
Oh, you
worst.
got to. Yeah.
Yeah. So in thinking like that, that helps to make sure that there's just little to no error going on with production.
Okay. So, was there any time after you like during the show you produce? Is there a moment you're like, man, I'm doing it?
Yeah. So that happened when I first started.